Over 3 months ago now, I did up these little pine tables. They were given to me by my neighbour and they had fallen apart. One of the tops had come off and actually split in two, and they did need a good going over. One thing though that was a bit of a problem for me was I couldn't get the actual screws out of the drawer fronts, and I wanted to replace the handles on them, and I spent so much time on these. In the end, I just decided to paint the little handles and put like a mandala type decal behind them, and I thought they looked pretty. I didn't mind them at the time. I advertised them on Facebook Marketplace and they were on there for 3 months and they never sold, and the more I looked at them I thought it has to be the handles. A few people commented and said they were really pretty. No one actually even made an offer. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make some pretty DIY jute drawer pulls, and I'm going to be replacing the handles that are on here now with those, and we'll see how quickly they sell. Hopefully they'll sell a lot quicker than 3 months. Keep our fingers crossed. So the first step was to take the handles off, but actually before I do that, this is what I will be making today, these jute and dowel handles. So I might get started on that before I actually try to remove the old handles. Hi, it's Danny back again from our humble home. So I'm using a wooden dowel that I got from Bunnings. So they're the measurement 16mm thick. This was 1.2 meters long, although I did use some of this to make some 15cm handles, 15cm handles for another makeover I did previously, and I will be doing a video on that as well. These handles, so this is a 60cm piece and I will be needing 6 handles, so I'm measuring 10 centimeters for each handle, and I just measured that out on here and marking it, and then I'm just placing masking tape over the top, and this will help when I actually cut out the dowel. It helps it to not fray or splinter. I'm using my trusty jigsaw to cut them out, and I get started on that. So this length of dowel, the 1.2 meter, cost me $6.60, and it actually made me 10 handles, but if I made them all smaller, it would have made me a lot more than that. So it's very ultra good value. Not only are they fun to make and easy to make and look really nice, they're really cheap as well. So you could actually make up a whole lot of these and just have them set aside. So after I've cut them, the next thing I'm doing is measuring the middle and popping a little mark there, because I will be just drilling a little bit of a not straight through hole, but just making a little indent, so I know that when I go to screw these handles on, I'll know where to actually screw them in, and there'll be a little hole there that the screw can actually fit into. I just use, these are actually outdoor screws, and I just had these, actually I got them out of David's toolbox from the shed, and I actually used these to screw in. So as long as they're the right size to fit through your hole in the front of the drawer, and they're not too long or not too short, so any sort of screw like that would do. The next thing is to sand. I actually sand the whole little piece all over, and especially concentrating on the edges. I just want to smooth them down because they were sort of quite sharp, so I just want to round that off a little bit too and make them look a bit neater, and you can sort of see the difference there. These I will be keeping natural. You could whitewash them or paint them too if you wanted to, depending on the colour of your piece and the design of your piece, I guess. So excuse the mess. I did a bit of experimenting with different types of cord, but today I'll be using jute twine, and this was $3 something from Kmart. So all in all, $10 made me 10 handles, so that's $1 each. But like I said before, you can make them different sizes, make them smaller or bigger. I'm measuring just off each side. I'm making it about 1 inch off each side, and so this is where I will place my jute. So I just grabbed that, and I'm going to just place a little bit of hot glue inside the mark I made, and then basically all you do is start winding your string around just so it's nice and neat, and making sure that it is stuck down there. I also sort of bring the string in so that when I do wind it around, that little edge there is sort of covered by the other string that's winding around. Now I must say that this was not my idea. I saw it online at Inspired by Coastal, and the lady's name is Kylie, and she does some beautiful makeovers, and I put a link to her Instagram down below, and so you can go and have a look at some of the makeovers she does. But she actually did a tutorial on this on her YouTube channel, and that's where I've got this from. I had actually seen these handles on furniture before, and I thought, wow, they look really nice. So I sort of looked her up, and that's how I decided to do this. So this isn't my idea. So once you get to the end, you just do the same thing. You pop a bit of glue on the little mark you made at the end there that actually measured the distance from the other side, and I just put a bit more glue down, just make sure it's stuck down. These pieces there that are finished and are glued down will actually be lying flat on your piece on the drawer, so it's going to be pressed up against the drawer and you won't see it anyway. Now it's time to try to take the handles off. This particular handle on this drawer I actually had to glue on, and unfortunately I did a little bit of damage taking it off. I used hard as nails, Maxi Nails glue, so I knew I was going to be in strife with it really, but so I had to get a knife and start sort of chipping away at it, and it did take some paint off there, but that was okay. I just scraped it off. I sanded it back, and then I decided just to put a bit of wood filler in and smooth it out again. I painted it and then just also stuck a little bit of wax over the top of that, and it came up as good as new. So I'd made the 6 handles the same for each. Actually, when winding around too, just make sure you leave a little bit of gap in the string so you can see where the hole is. But if you have a look at this screw in these drawers, you see it's way too long for these actual handles. And I actually did put one in using this screw, and I actually screwed right through the dowel and it came out the other side, and I thought, oh, that's no good. So I had to find a way of trying to remove these screws completely, and this was a problem I had with these drawers in the very beginning. They wouldn't come out. In the end, I actually had to drill them out, and then I sort of hammered them out from the other side, and they did end up popping through, so that was okay. And then I got my other screw that was shorter, popped it in the hole, and I just lined up the little hole I had drilled in the dowel handle with the screw. I held it tightly in place, and I got the screwdriver from the other side and wound the screw through and just kept screwing it in until it was nice and firm and snug, and that there was no movement in the handle at all. is actually what they looked like. They were on for 3 months. They didn't sell at all. Unfortunately, when I decided to take them off, I put the new handles in. They sold after 5 days. So it just shows you if something isn't selling, you can always try to, not necessarily these handles, but you know, try to change the hardware on them. It could be that. What do you think? Do you like the new handles? Have a go at trying to make them. I'm going to make a whole heap, and you could use raffia, you could use rattan, you could use anything, I guess, to wrap around. You don't have to use a jute particularly. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon in an upcoming video. Bye for now. Today's video, I'll be doing a silk screen stencil using Cricut heat transfer vinyl. Something I've always wanted to do, so I thought I may as well, since I've done 3 other stencil type videos previously, and I'll put links to all of those in this video if you want to check them out. I haven't done one of these before, so this will be the first time actually doing it with you guys, and I'll get straight into it.